All right, Alex. So I think we're gonna start it off, and good to see you. And basically, thank you very much for coming on the show, and thanks everyone for joining us on Facebook Live. We have Kato USA. They're the leader in N scale and also HO trains, but everybody knows you for your N scale train. I mean, you guys are dominant. The probably the biggest N scale train manufacturer there is. You just make a great quality product, run smooth, no problems. Nobody ever comes in saying, I don't like this. They just love your product and they want to stick with it. So that's definitely a good thing to have and to be a part of with. And Alex is with Kato, and we're going to be going through a lot of things today. So hang in there and keep on watching. We have some really good topic points. We're going to be talking about the N-scaled Milwaukee Road Hiawatha pre-production samples, which you'll get a first sneak peek on Facebook Live. You got the North American Crossing Gate, which has been very popular, and we actually got to reorder some of the accessories to it. So those have been selling very well. The protein gondolas, which I believed we're just about getting. I could be wrong, but I know we've seen a lot of pre-orders on these, so we'll be excited to see them running. The V60 North American Street Track for all the people that want to add some realism to the layout, some street and accessories. And then the FEF3 Freight Excursion and also GS4, which was a huge success recently, maybe like a month ago it came out, but beautiful looking steam engine. And I think they also have something else planned, believe a new Christmas train that was just announced. So it is going to be a huge success. But let me go over to Alex. And Alex, thank you so much for joining us today.
Ken, thanks for having me on. What you guys are doing here is great, and we appreciate what TrainWorld has done for the model railroading community, especially the people up there in New York.
Well, and we couldn't do it without you. That's for sure.
We appreciate it. We work hard to make quality product, and as a modeler myself, that's one of the reasons why I got into N scale is because of Kato, and it's just a great hobby, and I hope to really expand in the future.
So you have the dream job. You're actually you like trains and you work at Kato. You can't go wrong.
We get paid to play with trains, man. Can't get much better than that.
There you go. There you go. So let's maybe we already have questions from some of the train boards. So not sure if you want to start out with the demonstrations or you want to start off with some questions.
Why don't we do the demonstrations first, because then we can save some of because then if questions generate throughout the topics, we can ask them towards the end too, if you want to do that.
Okay, sounds good. So let's start with the biggest buzz has been the N-scale Milwaukee Road Hiawatha, set that you're coming out with. The engine, also cars you're coming out with, I believe. So yep. What's the good news about these?
Okay, so this is all new tooling for Kato. So the first products that I want to show you here, again, now keep in mind though, this is a Olympian Hiawatha, so this is a post 1952 train, and I'm going to show you here on the first screen. This is the first pre-production sample that we have of the FP7A unit of the Olympian Hiawatha. You can see the amount of detail on here, including a winterization hatch here on top. Just an absolute beautiful looking locomotive. And again, accompanying it too is the separate B unit here, again with the winterization hatch here on top. The maroon, red, and the orange. It's just a beautiful looking locomotive. These two are going to be sold as a set. There's going to be a second A unit that's going to be sold separately. So the prototype train had 3 diesel units pulling it, which I'll show you guys here in a little bit. But again, just a beautiful locomotive, and this is all new tooling for Kato, so we'll be able to do more with locomotives.
So you never did this before. This is brand new, hot off the press. That's pretty much why I've been seeing huge amount of orders, I'm assuming.
yeah, they've been pre-selling really well, and again, every time we do these at shows or we announce them on Facebook and our Twitter, get a lot of reception. And again, they are pre-selling really fast. So if you hadn't ordered yours now would be the opportunity. And also, these are going to be available obviously as a DC unit. These will also be available in DCC. So this will be a nice opportunity for us to, for people to get sound on their locomotives as well too. So
That's really nice. Beautiful engine. Very nice.
now
And
the other two cars I wanted to, oh, go ahead.
But so those are going to have passenger cars with them, right?
Yes. And now, I want to show you two of the more well-known cars that I think people have been really, really anticipated about. First one here I wanted to show you is the Superdome. Again, all new tooling. This is precisely to scale from the prototype. Our engineers are really hard in Japan to make this accurate. Coming to the maroon seats in there, I mean, it's exactly what the prototype would look like. There's 62 lounge seats in the top part of the train, and when customers take a look, there will be the same amount in there. Again, just a beautiful looking train here. I'll try to bring it up a little bit closer so you can see what.
Very nice. Now, I saw a picture of, was it the owner of Kato actually riding these trains?
Yes, that was Hiroshi. We when we first announced, we actually rode the Skytop Parlor Lounge, the observation car, which I'll show you guys here next. That's where we did the official announcement for it. So it's amazing when I actually saw what the model looked like. It's precisely what the actual train looked like. So it's really, really, really incredible.
That's great. Now, was he inspired to do it after riding, or did he want to ride it after deciding to do this project?
Well, as you know, this has been a project that we've been anticipating to do for a while. So once we finally were able to do so, we came up with the idea to officially announce it on the actual train. We figured it'd be a nice opportunity to show people, to get people really excited about it. And that was something that he wanted to do as a personal mission, and as well as something that we wanted to do as a company. So it was an enjoyable ride. I was on it myself along with a couple of guys here from the office. So it was a really cool experience.
Very nice. Very nice.
Well, without further ado, I guess since we got a little hype about it, this is the Skytop Parlor Observation Lounge.
Wow.
Again, all new tooling, incredible detail. The Mars light here in the back, the mirrors and the windows on here, just absolutely beautiful. You have the little, it's hard to see a little bit here, but you have the metal strip on here, and then the Olympian Hiawatha sign right here.
No one's done a passenger car like that before. Beautiful. Very nice.
Of the first and end scale to actually come up with this car, just as beautiful, and it glides smoothly. The low flange trucks, it adds just a beautiful ride to it, as we all know with Kato. This will be a train to our passenger named trains.
Cool. Very nice. Beautiful.
So without further ado, I'd like to take you over here to our test layout. We can actually run it here a little bit for you.
All right.
This is our first run of the Olympian Hiawatha, and you're seeing it live here.
Very cool.
You can see there we're going to have the FP7A and B and A units pulling the locomotive, and we have some other sample cars as you can see on here.
Very cool.
Including the baggage.
Beautiful train. It all matches up. So the customers out there can buy them. They're gonna have to buy a B set, and then there's a separate A unit, and then there's also the passenger pack. So make sure you get all of the cars.
You're gonna have the Olympian Hiawatha 9-car set. Okay. You're gonna have including all the coaches, the Superdome, the Skytop Parlor Lounge, the observation car. That's gonna have all that in there. Then you'll have the A and B unit that'll be sold together. And then you'll have the A unit that you can buy separate to equal out that 3-car set, or that 3-unit set. And then you're also going to have alternative number boards for the locomotives if people want to change out on that as well.
Wow, very nice, beautiful. And so just see how smooth that runs too. It's like runs like glass.
Hard, I'm telling you. Now, when this train comes around, I want to show you one little interesting feature that our engineers worked really, really hard on with the tail car here.
Hello, Stephen from Egg Harbor. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Steven. So for this feature, and I'm going to turn the light off here. Ooh, scary. So I'm going to show you something that our engineers worked really, really hard on. So I'm going to. You can see here with the tail light, there are two little lights in here. Those are actually lamps.
Oh, wow.
Train.
Wow, 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 wow. Very nice.
There's chairs circling this, and there's two lamps that people during the nighttime be able to turn on and just sit and casually have a conversation, have a cigarette and stuff like that back in the 50s.
That's unbelievable.
They really, really worked hard on this engineering. Again, when we say all new tooling, and this is going to come standard with the load.
So they don't have to do anything extra when they get that 9-car passenger set?
Nope, that's going to come standard.
Wow, awesome, beautiful.
So we wanted to, that's the first time showing that off too. We wanted to give the fans an opportunity to take a look at that as well.
That looks very neat, very neat. That's probably got to be the coolest passenger set out there.
It really is. I mean, again, we took a lot of time with getting this right, and we're really, really, really excited to get this on the market for you guys.
Very nice. Cool. Thanks for sharing that. That's pretty neat.
Thank you. Yeah, again, we're really, really excited to see this happen, and we're really looking forward to this coming out. It's going to be out in September of this year. So for customers who haven't put in their pre-orders with TrainWorld, I do recommend you do so, as these are selling pretty quick.
Yeah, Alex, we have a huge amount of pre-orders on these, and this is probably like one of you always have hits, but for some reason, after seeing it, you know why. It's just going to be one of those big home run pieces for you guys that people are already pre-ordering them. And I think after seeing this video, seeing how the car lights, the detail in the cars, and just knowing how you make quality product, they're truly, they already know what they're getting, but now seeing it, I'm sure people are going to start to realize they got to get their pre-order in. But beautiful passenger cars. The engines, I'm sure, will run smooth as all your engines do. And just very nice, very nicely done. And the back car is just unbelievable lighted. How you thought about doing that and actually going through with it. I'm sure it's a lot more intricate for you guys and a little bit harder, but it looks amazing. So
thank you very much. We appreciate it. And again, we're really excited for this to come out, and we see a lot of excitement on this when we do the shows, and everybody wants to see, what the actual samples look like, and we finally have it to be able to show off. So we're glad we're able to do it on the show with you.
All right, and hello, Ken Matthews from Chirac, and hello, Ed from Phoenix. Thanks for joining us. And Cameron, we will answer your question about new steam locomotives from Kato later on in the session. So keep on staying tuned, but we'll get back to you. But end of the session.
Asking questions, and at the end we'll answer each one the best I can.
Yep, you got it. And I guess going around, I noticed that your new North American crossing gate was there. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'll mention that one next. I have if we want to switch to the next screen I have.
Yep.
Hello.
All right.
So the next topic here is a North American style crossing gate. Many of you who already have this know this box. This is our first time having a North American style crossing gate. And again, this is really, really unique features, which I'm going to show you in the layout here in just a minute. When you get the crossing gate, this is a quick little view of what it would look like. So as you can see, the American prototypes with the double lines, the stopping points, It's hard to see here, but you'll see better on the layout. The crossing gates, the colors, it's all really it really follows the prototype. Along with that, you get 2 sensor tracks, which I'll explain to you a little bit more how they work here in a minute. You get the 2 sensor tracks along with the sensors, and you can extend this on the layout. So let me take you over here, and I'll show you a little bit more about how this actually works firsthand.
Now that actually hooks up into the Unitrack that everybody has.
Yes, correct. So I'm going to show you how this works, and I'll use the Olympian Hiawatha as a primary example. So this is a nice sample of the crushing gate. You can see this hooks in really well with the standard Unitrack. As I was mentioning before, with the
I got a 50 if you want. Is it easier? Give me 10 back.
So what you do, you connect these cords to the crossing gate itself. It's going to stand out the sensor tracks in a different section of layout, whether you want it shorter or longer, or however you'd like. And these sensor tracks determine when the train crosses. It'll signal the North American, it'll signal the crossing gate to go down and back up. So you see the sensor here. If you look on the actual crossing here, you'll see that there are 2 sensors on here too. And you'll see how those work here in a second. So first, let me let the train go. We can finally see how this works. Now, you're going to see the train cross the first sensor. That's going to signal the crossing gates to come down.
Oh, that's wild.
So we'll let the train pass here. You can hear the bell sounds are prototype to most American crossing gates. Now, as this last train hits the sensor right here,
there you go. Very cool.
tell the detail on how smooth the gates go down, and the sound is quality. I mean, it actually makes a nice sound with it. So one other thing I want to show you is included in this crossing gate too. You can change the bell sound.
What do you have to change?
There's 4 different types of bell sounds that are on here.
Gotcha.
So you heard one of them. So if you look right down on here, it's a little hard to see with this camera, but there's 4 little switches. What you do, you get this tool right here, and this will enable you to reset it if need be. But also you'll be able to change the bell sound. So with this little tool here, you just flip one of these switches, and that's going to change the bell sound. So it's still going to work exactly the same, but I want you guys to listen to see what you can hear the difference in the bell sound. So you can hear a little bit of a variant in there.
Right.
And again, still works the same. Once this train crosses this sensor right here, it'll go up. Now the sensors are directional. So if you were to run this in reverse, it would catch the opposite sensor track, and catch it going the other way.
Right. Very nice though.
Really nice features. And if you don't even want to hook this up, you can do it manually. There's little switches right here. You can move them up and down as need be.
Very cool.
Want to have the bell sounds on? You don't have to plug it in or.
That's one thing everybody loves to do is add realistic, add-ons and accessories to them. So this is a great, unique part of the layout. And I think that you also sell 2 other parts that you could purchase separately for it. Am I correct?
Yes, we have the double track extension, which is the first product that I'll show you. I'll show you again here in a second. People can buy that. They can add up to 6 different tracks expanding on here. So they can have 6 different tracks going lengthwise. So it's a really, really, really unique feature. As well as we have extension cores that you can do, and that would be the actual cores.
Gotcha.
So, and again, like I showed you on the first prototype, this is using a double track instead of a single. You can add up to 6 different tracks.
Very nice.
Really, really long and really big layout.
Yeah, somebody said, you know what?
Cool. Looks beautiful.
Thank you. Again, this is an item that was really, really highly anticipated, and I'm really glad to got this completed.
It definitely looks nice, came out great, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be adding them to your existing track line because your N-scale track sells the best by far out of any other track line. So we sell more Unitrack than anything in N-scale.
That's good. I mean, again, the ease and quality of Unitrack is unlike anything else. So we try to strive to really make it as user friendly as possible, and I feel like we've done so. I myself on my layout use Kato Unitrack. It's just so much easier to use. It takes a lot of hassle out of a lot of the bench work. So it's really really convenient. And again, the quality of runtime you get on locomotives on Unitrack is just it can't be beat.
Yep, I hear you. And we got a question about future Metra products. We'll probably swing back and around to catch them. But any off the top of the head, any quick plans for any future Metra products?
And concerning HO or N scale?
That's a good question. We'll ask Kevin. So
right.
Kevin,
the answer to that is yes, to both and an HO.
Oh, that's great.
We're in the process of kind of talking about which we would like to do. However, of course, nothing's decisive yet. We'll have announcements on that once we have, definitive answers of what we are and what we're not doing. But I know, like, the Chicago Metro has new paint schemes for the F40s. They're going to be matching the MP36s. So, project that we're looking into in the future. But for right now, there's nothing new. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see something coming up here in the future.
That's awesome to hear. And let's, I guess, roll over to your protein gondolas.
Sure. I'll show you here. If you want to switch real quick. I'm going to show you which are out now. We have the SBTX protein gondolas, which I'm going to show you on the other camera here.
Okay.
Okay, so these are out now. These are again, the N-scale protein gondolas. This is the SBTX version, and the BN version is going to be coming out this June. Now, a lot of people don't necessarily know what a protein gondola is. So I'd like to give, and we have this on our YouTube page, where people too. But I want to give kind of a quick explanation of what these cars are. So again, as you can see, this is an 8-car set. Now, these cars are primarily a high priority on the rails. So in the 40s during wartime and after that, coal was pretty prominent here in the United States. So coal porters were actively used. So after coal became, I wouldn't say obsolete, but less demand for, they had plenty of these cars, and they had to figure out a way to reduce. So with animal feed being pretty prominent in the western and southwestern part of the United States, they decided to take all these, since these would be huge transporters. They would put a cover on them, and they would take these corn mash, this biodegradable corn mash, and they would transport it from the north down to the south to be used as animal feed. So these would be in long, huge train consists. Again, these are high priority on the rails, so whenever these would come by, all trains would have to move over so that these cars can get by. Because again, these are biodegradable. These here are used so that they can, so that they don't get exposed to the elements, and they can stay as fresh as they can for as long as they can, so that they can get down south. The one cool feature about these coal porters, again, the one distinctive feature of these lids, the prototype would turn over, come up, it would fill into like a huge bin so that they would transport it over, and then the lid would come back up, and the car would sit back normal. These cars actually, when people actually put coal in here, they can, or any other different type of material to I guess example what the protein gondola actually does. They can. You can go back on wherever necessary as well.
Wow, that's great. That's a cool little unique feature, and I don't think that's been done in N-scale either. So,
well, this is the very first example of a protein gondola done in N-scale.
Wow, very cool. And it's cool learning about the history and knowing where certain trains come from. There's a lot of modelers out there who are very precise and accurate and want to know the history details of what they're modeling. And there's some people who want to learn more about trains. So
Sure, and I
thanks
think
for that inside scoop.
And I think the more you know about trains, rather it be what the prototype was or where it was used, I think it can help modelers on their layouts, especially those again that like to model prototype. Give them a little bit more of a history of how they can use their models to better suit their prototypes, as well as when people ask about it, they kind of know a little bit of a history about how the trains are used and what they're used for.
That's great. And just a quick question on the Milwaukee F7. Is that going to be any offering in sound?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
The
Very
official
good.
announcement will be coming up shortly, so on the
Okay.
lookout. Again, it'll be DCC and DCC and sound, as well as DC. So
Very nice. Thank you, Alex. And let's, I guess, tag over to the Unitram track.
sure. So again, this is the first time we had the Unitram sets before, just in Japanese style. But this is our first Unitram set that's in a North American style, and I'll show you the example here in just a second. This is the box. It comes with the full instruction booklet inside, as well as stickers for decals for different North American types of signs and whatnot. So this is the instruction booklet. It gives you extreme detail on how to use it, as well as the decals. I don't know if it's still easy to see, but you'll be able to have American type signs for stop signs and railroad crossings, pedestrian sidewalks and stuff like that. So I'm going to take you over here, Ken, real quick, and I'm going to show you kind of how this works.
All right.
You see here, this is a pre-set up example of the V60. You can see, like with the station and the way the streets are, the colors. It looks pretty. It's a really, really cool American type style. We have the stoplights here for the cars, the crossing, for the street crossing. We have a pedestrian sign right there. Trash cans. It's really, really cool. And even one little cool feature that's included in here, if you look at the station up here, we have posters and advertisements, maps.
So this is like a mini city.
This is pretty much a mini city. We have extensions for this V60 as well, with straight track and curves and different little settings that you can actually add to this. You can actually make a full Unitram city, a whole entire layout, just using this system.
Huh. Very cool.
So, we have, as you can see, our port trims, which are available now. I want to show you kind of how these run on here.
Look at that. So now those are Japanese style trains?
These are Japanese style port trims, correct.
Cool.
Primarily used to fit and primarily used for these types of models, only because these curves are really tight, so there's very limited amount of locomotives that you will be able to run on them. If you don't run these port trims or streetcars and stuff like that, you are able to run NW2 switchers on these. You can actually run our FP7 Hiawatha on these.
Cool.
Well, the locomotive, they are actually able to take these curves. They can't take these sharper curves.
Yeah, I've never been to Japan, but in other parts of the world, like Spain, they do have streetcars like these. Germany and a lot of parts of Europe, so it's not uncommon to see those kinds of streetcars. Really neat. Well done. Looks nice.
Thank you. And also more Americanized too. When you go to Atlanta, again, Ken, I'm not sure if you've been to downtown Atlanta, but they have a streetcar down there that looks actually pretty relatively similar to the cars that we're displaying here. Not the exact colors, but they're really close. The one cool feature too about this, Ken, I'll show you real quick before we move on. We do have, of course, our buildings. These actually have the V60 has these little slots here. Buildings fit very comfortably in these slots. So again, like you were saying earlier, you can make an entire cityscape.
Right.
it's very minimal effort, and it kind of gives you like a little guide, right here with all these, and you can use any type of buildings that your layout would need.
Oh, there you go.
Some example buildings here that we do sell. But again, you have the ability, like as you said, to make an entire cityscape practically just one set.
Very cool. And I just want to say hello to Chris and hello to Terry. Terry would like to know any plans for American-style streetcars or light rail vehicles in the works.
As for now, no, but we'll be keeping that in mind as we talk about future products.
Okay. All right. Well, that looks good. And so I guess if we want to move a little forward and let's talk maybe about the FEF3, which has been, when it first came out, this was the best seller in N scale ever that we've ever had for an engine. Just one of the most highly anticipated engines, very well done. The amount of orders that we took on that was insane. And then also the GS4. So I'm not sure which camera you want to go to, but
go ahead and switch to the other one.
Right.
So I'm sure many of the people watching have seen it, but I'm not sure anyway. The FEF Excursion version, again, a great seller. We do still have some of these in stock, so people that don't have them on their layouts or are looking to get them can still purchase them. The one unique feature about these Excursion steam engines is the gloss paint on it. As you can kind of see here, it's pretty accurate with the prototype that's still out now, the 844, as you guys may as well know. The white paint here on the skirting as well as on the trucks here. The smokestack is a little bit more of a lighter gray paint. It's really kind of beautified for excursion sets. Now these are primarily used, as you know, UP keeps their history pretty seriously. So we do have the 7-car excursion set that customers can purchase along with the 2-car water tender. Here is the car set for those of you who do not have it. And this is these are sold separate, but I put them in here just so everybody can kind of see them at once.
Yeah, that's beautiful. The American flag on the passenger car and the water tenders, just beautiful set. You guys really hit the ball out of the park with this one. Beautiful.
Again, just the quality and detail of this, again, Ken, as you said, are impeccable, and this is a really nice feature to have on layouts.
How they put that detailing and graphic wrap of the American flag on the train is just unbelievable. I don't know how they do it, but looks pretty hard, but I'm glad you guys are able to do it.
Thank you. Next, just to move on, we have the freight version FEF, again, which is available now if people do not have it. Main difference between that and the Excursion, again, you see more of a matte type paint. It's not as glossy. It's harder to tell on the camera, but it's not like a gloss type of a paint. As you can see, the white on the skirts and as well as the tires are gone, as well as the smokestack is more of a charcoal gray color than more of a glossy gray color. So this would represent more type of a freight type of a look back as it was back in the 50s. So for that type of car, for people that follow prototype, we do recommend that you use freight cars when pulling that. One item that we have is the mixed freight train set. And if you're just starting out, and you're looking for a nice little set of cars to run with it, we do recommend the mixed freight set to go along with it.
Very nice.
So yeah, as you said, it's a great locomotive. The quality of runtime they get on it is just going to be priceless. It's definitely worth having on your repertoire of locomotives.
Yep. Beautiful engine, and the way you make the quality of your steam engines, they just run very smooth. No problems. It doesn't jerk. It's just a straight, smooth, like an arrow. Just very nice. And your newest train that was a huge announcement, and everybody's been buying up. And we had one comment that someone's maybe coming in for their second. It's just the GS4 is beautiful. Very well done. And you also came out with a couple of paint schemes.
We did. First, I'll explain this to you, the Southern Pacific Line's Daylight. For many of you who don't know kind of the history of the 4449, Southern Pacific Lines is very unique. As you remember, Ken, from past runs, we had the Southern Pacific Daylight. The major difference between that one and the one we did now is the Southern Pacific was mainly used during a later type of use of the Daylight, so more of the 1950s, just before retirement. Southern Pacific Lines was used primarily when it first came out in 1941, right out of the shops of Lima Locomotive Works in Lima, Ohio, my kind of alma mater. So when you look at this, this is an actual as-delivered factory look as the Daylight would have looked back in 1941. As you can see, again, the detail on it is just incredible. One update that we did to it is we updated the drivers on there to help them keep their quarter. But again, just the detail on it, the way it runs is just incredible. And we have an example of the 10-car passenger set, which again is going by example of the prototype 1941 paint. The Southern Pacific Lines, we have also included in this is some display track if people don't want to use it and actually just want to display it like on a shelf or on their office or bring it to school. You'll be able to do so. Again, the way that these look, I'll take one out here for you. Example of the observation car. Again, just incredible. The back here, the advertisement lights up. You have the radio
antenna.
Antenna, thank you. And again, the Southern Pacific Lines. Again, the quality of the piece is just incredible. The paint is accurate. It's a really, really nice car to have on your layout. Along with the 10-car set, customers are able to buy the 2-car add-on set. And
there you go.
Just an articulated 2-car coach set. Now, the prototype had 8 cars. So with the 10-car plus this, you have 12. So you have to order, if you want to do prototype, there's 4 of these. So, again, just a really nice, strong, long locomotive to run on there. It really represents a time in America, which was really, really great.
Beautiful. Very nice. Yeah, this is definitely by far one of your hottest sellers, and we still have to keep on reordering it right now because we're getting so many orders coming in on these. Just really nice train.
And one other thing, too, if people have more of these cars, we have extra decal sets that they can put. It's, again, hard to see with the camera, but
yep.
You are able to put these on extra cars to have different number boards on them, too. So this is a nice feature that people can still have, and we do still have these in stock as well. So
very nice.
And then lastly, with the GS4 series, we have the 4449 and a BNSF paint scheme. This is primarily used in the year 2000 for BNSF Employee Appreciation Special. Those 4449 fans, there was a few videos done on it. As well as you can go on YouTube and find a lot of videos. But again, it represents the full BNSF paint scheme, a nice gloss black. There's the BNSF logo right here, as well as on her skirts right over here. Again, the same quality of run that you get with the GS4s, just in a nice, unique paint scheme that we've never done before. So this is a really, really nice feature.
I like how you talk about the train like it's a woman. Along her skirts, you're delicately holding it.
What can you say? The one thing, too, I forgot to mention is these number boards here are placed more towards the center of the locomotive. This is more prominent when it was in the 1950s. So when she was about to be retired, they would put these number boards more towards the rear. Whereas on the 1941 version, you can see that the number boards are more towards the front.
Wow, look at that.
Early daylight type look.
You sure do know a lot about trains.
Well, the daylight is actually one of my favorites. And again, when we actually officially announced this, you can check us out on our YouTube channel. We went down to Oregon to actually take a look at her. And it was quite a sight. She's, it was a really, really big locomotive. And, we got to talk with Doral McCormick, the founder of the Oregon Rail Heritage Foundation, which houses the Daylight. The Daylight's actually doing a run in June, 24th to the 25th, We're going up to Washington, and we're actually
Wow.
going to be putting our locomotives on there to
Really?
help future trips for the daylight. So if any of you are interested in doing some rail fanning, that'd be a nice time to help sponsor that organization. It's really, really nice. And hopefully, she can do more runs in the future as well. So.
Yeah, that's great. Anytime you could ride a train or help out, and a lot of these trains, it's very expensive. So any kind of funding is greatly appreciated on that kind of stuff. It's definitely not easy to maintain.
Right. Yeah, definitely. So.
Very nice.
Well, one surprise, Ken, I know you mentioned in the beginning. We just got these in this week. I'd like to show you our 2016 Operation North Pole Christmas train cars.
Cool.
These are, again, pre-production samples. We just got these in. As you can see, just the quality of paint on these is, follows the prototype of the cars exactly.
So this was actually an actual train?
Yes. Operation North Pole is an event that they hold once a year. It's help sponsored by Metra and other organizations. They give children with terminal illnesses and different diseases and cancers opportunity kind of to take a break from all that. And they sponsor trips to the North Pole. Santa Claus comes. They actually go on the train, and Santa. They make different stops, and they hand out gifts and prizes. And Santa Claus comes on one of the stops. We go back to a local. Like a banquet where kids are able to do each other's hair and have dinner and get candy.
Right.
Really, really a nice organization. A portion of our proceeds from this train go towards that event. Sponsored.
Oh, wow.
So when
That's
you invest, you're really investing in, just a kid's day, just to forget, the troubles that they may have, whether it's an illness or something like that. So it's a really nice cause and a really, really nice locomotive to go with it. These are going to have, as you remember from our last set, they're going to have one 4-car set, an F40, along with 2 coaches and a cab coach. We're also going to have a 2-car add-on set with it. That'll include a separate coach and a cab coach.
Okay.
So to have the collection, you may want to get the 2015 version, which we still have some in stock.
Yep.
So it's a nice little collector's piece for those who are looking to really add on, because we are looking to do more of these in the future and working with Operation North Pole and Metro to keep this up.
Now,
so, a nice collection to it. This is something to really have, and again, to sponsor an organization that really touches the hearts of, not only my heart, but those that are involved in it is really special.
It's a beautiful train, and anytime you can help kids out, it's a great cause, and definitely, if you like it, definitely help chip in and get an order, and we'll do our best to get these things out there. And now, do they make one train per year, a different paint style, or?
Yeah. So what they do is Operation North Pole sponsors they have a company that helps do a wrap. So they'll basically take these bi-levels. Okay, so as you can see, the back side of it here,
right?
It's pretty blank. So they hire a company to do the actual wrap. They do a design, and they wrap for it, and they basically just wrap the train section by section. And this is actually up for a whole month. Metro will keep us up for an entire month for them, other than just for the event. So you'll actually have a Christmas train that runs on our UP North line, I believe. And this will go through for the entire month of December, even into January as well. And then they take it down, and then next year, the following year is coming up to come up with a new paint scheme, and develop a wrap for it and wrap each train, including the locomotive. I don't have a sample of it, otherwise I'd show you, but they do have the locomotive wrapped as well. We do have pictures of that, I believe, on our Facebook page. You can take a look. If not, we do have it on our website. You can take a look to see what the 2016 version will take a look like. As you know, those are still available for pre-order, so those are anticipated really well. And again, a nice collector's piece and something to really help out with a good organization, and something a nice add-on to the layouts.
Very cool, Alex. And I'm sure that will be a hit like last year's Christmas train as well. Always rolling around to Christmas time. It's actually, it will soon be Christmas in July, since July is rolling upon us, but I'm sure it will be a very good seller. And so let's roll into some questions, because some people are asking, and I want to thank Chris for just ordering 2 HO scale P42s from us. the other day. So thank you very much, Chris.
Thank
Do
you.
appreciate it. The Kato ones, he said, or Kato
That's
ones.
okay, good, yeah.
And he wants to know anything planned for HO yet.
Yes, we do have some stuff in the works for HO. As
Okay.
for what, I can't really say what we did. We didn't
Bill.
announce it.
Okay.
However, yes, we do have some stuff in the works in the near future for HO. So for those HOers that are looking to really have Kato, do some more, I wouldn't worry. We're going to be coming up with some more.
All right. And we got a question on the steam engine project. Kato currently did a web poll for your next N-scale steam project. Regardless of which loco wins, about how long might it be before we see get that loco into production? The current leader in the poll, I believe, is still the New York Central 464 Dreyfuss Hudson. And assuming the loco wins and Kato decides to make it, can we assume that a matching 20th Century Limited passenger train set would also be made?
If that locomotive was picked to run, yes, the 20th Century Limited would be the obvious choice to have as a name train.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are the options on this web poll? Do you know offhand, or?
Meaning, I'm sorry.
The steam options people could vote for?
Again, like as you mentioned earlier, we're trying to look for something that our customers would want. Every year we have a meeting with our Chicagoland dealers and hobby shops. We kind of discuss ideas as to how they're doing, how their sales are doing. But another option that we have towards the end is we ask them, what do you expect from Kato and what do your customers ask for from us? Again, kind of localized opinions, but we kind of have them just to sit on the front lines along with you, Ken. You guys hear firsthand, what Kato should do other than us getting calls, what they'd like to see, and maybe they can, drop it, in the ear of us, what they'd like to do. So we've got a lot of suggestions for steam and what Kato should do for steam, and we should do steam, what type of steam to do. So to kind of clear the air with it, we wanted to do that web poll, and we kind of did trains that we could either do name passenger trains with, or some that were pretty well known within a market where people would know a little something about steam locomotives. As you know, like the Big Boy on there and Challengers, the Hudsons, Mountains. So there are quite a bit of selections on there, and we tried to pick trains on there that we could realistically do in within a relative short time frame. Again, I'm not saying one's going to be here in the next year or so. However, we wanted locomotives that kind of wanted to get an idea of what type of, whether it was another Mikado or like a Big Boy or something. We wanted to and what customer base would want. We can kind of base our judgment off of that.
Okay, that definitely sounds good. Asking the fans out there who buy your product is a great thing. So that's a pretty cool thing to get involved. If you guys haven't out there already, definitely look for that web poll and maybe cast your vote and to kind of see what the next announcement will be. Now, let's say you do pick the winner. How long of a time frame can something like that be done?
It would probably be a couple years out at least.
A couple of years out. Yep.
Again, and most people in the model railroading industry, and of course those who are into model railroading know there's a lot of preparation and R&D work that would have to go into the specifics of whatever train we would choose. In terms of numbers and the details of the cars, we have to tell the factory what exact tooling they would need to do. So it's a few-year process.
And another question we got in is see about a larger turntable to match the beautiful larger steam. Is that a possibility?
I have gotten that. As of now, there's not necessarily. But we have gotten a lot of requests for that, and that has been transferred over to Japan. So we'll have to see how they respond.
All right. And Chris said, I swear to God, if a HO scale MP36PH, if you make it, you can take his whole wallet.
Aha! Well, I'll tell you. I mean, again, and that goes back to the question that someone asked earlier, Ken, about future of Metra locomotives here at Kato, and just in general. We are looking to expand on that. We have had, not only just in Chicagoland, but we've had a lot of requests going as far as Seattle to expand our Metro line in both NNA shows. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's a possibility here in the future with the future of Metro.
All right. Well, he's offering his whole wallet, so it'd be hard not to turn Chris down. So thanks, Chris, for that. And also, curved turnouts. This would be icing on the cake. So any plans for curved turnouts?
We have had a lot of suggestions for our turnouts. We are looking to expand on that and get new tooling for that.
Yeah.
The process in terms of where it is in the process, I'm not sure. However, that has been discussed with our CEO when he was here, so it's not like that has gone unheard. So again, we try to be as quality and on top of the market as we can with our track, and as many end scalers know, for our quality. We want to have as big a selection as we can out there for everybody to have. So that's definitely not out of the realm of possibility.
That's great to hear, and thank you so much for showing all these new products out today. We really appreciate it, Alex. Thank you so much for being on, and it was a pretty cool to see pre-production samples, and it's kind of hard because you guys just get things in right away, and after that you'll shortly be shipping it out, and even like the Operation North Pole, that's pretty neat that you guys just finished up the artwork on that and got that fresh in. And thank you so much, Alex. We really do appreciate having you on, and hopefully we could do this more in the future to show everybody the great Kato trains out there. And
yes, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Thank you to all that are viewing right now. We really appreciate your business, and whenever people have questions, they can call myself or Ken. They can call you. We can get suggestions out there, and we really hope to expand this market. So any suggestions that people have, please let us know. Come visit us at shows. As you know, TrainWorld and TrainLand are always, there, to help interview and pick our brains with some of the products that we show out there. So, we always try to be on top of everything. So, we thank you very much for for the appreciation of the quality of products that we bring, and we hope to really satisfy you coming up in the future.
Without a doubt, Alex, thank you so much for being here, for taking the time to do this really cool, unique way to show the customers different products that you're coming out with. And not everyone can go to a show all the time, but if you can, great, you get to actually see it. But if you can't, now you get a little sneak peek. And basically, if you want any of your Kato products, because they're very well built, you could shop online, go to TrainWorld.com, and I'll share my screen here to show you how to see all the Kato product on our webpage. Basically, you could go to manufacturers, Kato, and HO or N scale. They make both. HO scale, you got all different products: diesels, freight cars, starter sets, HO track, passenger cars, and also N scale. You see the steam engines that we talked about, the GS4s, the water tender, the FEFs, and also the diesels that we talked about, the FP7s, Milwaukee Road, the track line. Kato has the best-selling track line in N scale by far. People just gobble it up. We sell it all. So make sure you go to our website, trainworld.com, and like Alex said, make sure you get your pre-orders in, because a lot of this stuff goes in and it goes out quickly. So don't miss out, especially on something like the Operation North Pole, or the GS4 was a hot release. And we also have a lot of videos online, as well as Kato has their own YouTube that we promote the actual videos of their product, and you could check the GS4 running here. Here's the Southern Pacific GS4 video that we did, and you could tell just no jerking, just very smooth. And here it comes out through the tunnel, and very nice. You could see the paint, very nicely done. And we definitely do a lot of videos for Kato on their products, so you could check out our YouTube page at TrainWorldTV. And we just want to thank you guys so much for joining us today. We really do appreciate it. And Alex, we thank you so much. And we will definitely be talking soon. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye now.
Bye. Thank you, sir. Ooh, that destroyed my battery.
Oh yeah. Do you have that?
I don't have a charger.
Oh.
That's right. Thank you. Haha.
Is it? I think that's very nice.
Yeah, I think that was really good. I think that was definitely.